GameStop Game Pass, you got Game Informer in the mail for free.
And my uncle
and it just became a staple, yeah.
Exactly. My uncle working at GameStop and stores like it, I was also just privy to Game Informer all the time. Game Informer's been a part of my life for like 20 years, and this guy's always been the editor-in-chief. And like,
wow.
Yeah, it's just wild to me, and that's awesome.
I remember my first Game Informer. It was the announcement of Batman Arkham Asylum. The Joker himself was on the cover. I remember it as if it were yesterday.
I have a stack somewhere of like 300 Game Informers that I'm sure are sitting in the basement somewhere, but I kept them for posterity. And
now they're collectors' items. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if anyone out there is paying top dollar for old Game Informers.
When the trio of us are fucking 80, maybe. When we are the ones buying it, is what you're saying. Yeah, I'll sell it to one of you.
We're going to be the ones paying top dollar for old Game Informers.
Yeah, don't talk shit to me, son.
Get my fucking AARP in the mail. Ooh, son, that's going right to Game Informers.
Ooh, son.
Ooh, son, that retirement check done comes in the mail. Ooh, I'm hunting down the August 2008 Game Informer. Here we go. We're hunting on the Electronic Bay.
Yeah, that's wild. He wrote a big farewell article, and I have to read that shit.
Well, this is as good a segue into it as any. This is advanced. We're not doing our usual 15 minutes of preamble, because we just did like 30 minutes of preamble as a bonus episode.
Because Kevin suggested us talk about a topic for 15 minutes like that was fucking possible.
A very dense topic.
30 minutes instead.
Three folks that love to talk. Three folks that just absolutely love the sound of their own voices and have all these great thoughts that everyone needs to hear.
Every week, Kevin looks at this podcast, slaps it on the roof, and says, "This baby can fit so many fucking."
This baby fits 100 tangents.
This baby can fit so many fucking tangents.
Well, that is the point. Like, there are so many pods I've listened to where people like apologize for the tangents, and I'm like, tangents are why I'm listening. Like, I don't really care about fast food chains that much. I really just like to hear you two guys talk about whatever.
Should we also take a moment to appreciate the fact that, like, as just like a rule of like an accepted like reality for this podcast is like the people watching have already seen these. They know what happens in the episode.
They know what fucking happens in basic rocket science. Like, they don't need us to recap it for them.
And going like, oh no, spoilers. They're going, oh, got it. People are gonna be random for an hour. And
this isn't a fucking Westworld pod where we're trying to like figure out the fucking mystery of why these robots are cowboys or whatever the shit that show is about. Like, It's like, oh, we're talking about dick jokes for an hour, and those dick jokes segue into
or something.
Yeah, exactly. They segue into every avenue of pop culture. But this is, of course, Advanced Community Studies, the podcast where we look at community, covering 2 episodes this week. I am one of your hosts, TV's Kevin Lanigan, and no one is on the other side of this issue.
My name is Jace. I use they, them pronouns, and I've had a rough day, so I'm making crepes. That's not a reference. That's actually what I'm doing. If you hear noises in the background, you know I'm in the kitchen.
And I'm the third host, and Troy gives me life force.
Troy is giving me life force.
It's true, though. My name is Caleb, but yes, Troy Barnes / Donald Glover / Childish Gambino gives me life force.
I absorb so much energy from Donald Glover out of the television set on Community. This is not a major topic, but like, this is the greatest era of Donald Glover's hair. His hair is looking splendiferous in these 2 episodes. This, like, midpoint between his short look and his really tall This Is America look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. I'm a personal fan of the This Is America look, but
it's a great look?
Probably because your boy's balding and used to have a big fro and can't anymore. So, you know.
Dang.
I like all of his looks. I think he's very sexy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to be a small spoon. Although I would settle for a big spoon.
Absolutely. Any spoon in the Donald Glover drawer is one I would happily be a part of.
Kevin
You-
just outright saying, "I want to spoon Donald Glover's drawers."
Oh, spoon. That's the verb
I
you
was,
were saying? Okay.
you know, the silverware drawer was
Oh,
the
okay,
visual
okay.
metaphor I was working off of. But like, isn't that? I mean, I just said what we were all thinking.
You know,
Like,
he 100% did.
I just
You
voiced
don't
it.
know me.
There is only of all the above the line study table members of the community cast, there truly is only one or two that I would be unwilling to spoon.
Chase.
I think, yeah, Chevy's
Why
numero
do I keep
uno.
saying Chase?
Chase.
What's wrong with me?
We're
Chevrolet
speaking about
Chase.
him in a formal sense because we don't respect him.
Right. And then Jonathan Banks I'm on the fence about. I would do it. I don't think he would want me to do it.
Is that Starburns?
No, that's
Timo
Hickey.
Stamatopoulos or something crazy like
The
that.
Greekest name in the history of Greek names. No, I don't think Buzz Hickey from television's Breaking Bad would particularly want me to spoon him.
No, but he'd make you a good.
You
He'd
want
make you a
to
good
spoon
hearty
him?
breakfast. Yeah, he'd make you a good hearty breakfast with black coffee in the morning. So
Black
like,
coffee and sausage links is what I'm fucking downing after a night
I
with
feel like
Buzz
if you made
Hickey.
coffee in the morning and you asked for sugar, he'd be like, "What are you, a child?"
I
Or-
didn't know I
or-
was making coffee for an
or
infant.
he's a sly little cat, and if you ask for sugar, he's like, "You already got some," and then kisses you again.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, I like that reality better.
All right, guys, I'm a romantic fucking asshole.
Jonathan Banks is such a performer that every role he's in, they need to give him some relative that he cares deeply about, so you don't think he's like a stone golem, that you don't think he's like a completely
Sure.
unfeeling lawn ornament. He's like, no. He really cares about his niece or his granddaughter on Breaking Bad. On
Wait, I thought
Community,
he really
he has
cared about
his gay
his-
son.
It's true.
I mean,
David
Oh,
Cross.
he has a gay son in Community? I thought he just cared about his duck drawings.
No,
No,
the
he has,
second D&D episode we get is him trying to connect with his son.
With his gay son.
Oh, man.
TV's David
Son's
Cross.
his son's not gay, though, is he? I thought he was...
No, there's this line, I think it's in the Lava World episode, where he's like, my son's getting gay married. The flowers
Oh,
alone. Like, this incredible...
Fucking line. Oh my god.
What a line as delivered by Jonathan Banks. It's incredible.
The flowers alone.
Yes. Before we slide into our episodes this week, just one brief Twitter update. I reached out to the community and asked them to provide me with a GIF from one of our episodes of the red-haired guy saying,
Right
"You don't
now,
have to
you
yell.
shut your
No
mouth.
one is on the other
Shut
side
your
of
mouth.
this."
Did you say the word GIF?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he says Jiff. I just ignore it and act like the world's gonna be okay.
I say GIF.
Okay.
The founder of GIF says GIF.
The founder of Jiff is fucking wrong, Kevin.
I'm sorry. Have we never heard of a giraffe? Are we?
I love video games in their high def graphics.
Yeah.
That's
what
not
about
a
my
G in
mini-
front of an I. It's a soft G. There are soft G's. They exist.
What does the G in GIF stand for?
I don't know.
Graphical.
Okay, but we say it F and not F in FBI. Like we changed the pronunciation somewhat.
It's because the F in FBI doesn't stand for.
Kevin.
Yes.
Hey, Kevin, real quick. When someone gives you a present, is it called a gift?
No, it's called a gift. But again, I direct you to the humble
Like,
giraffe who swings his mighty neck around the savannah.
But that's GIR, not GIF, my dude. That's you
Okay.
gotta respect other letters in the word.
Y'all are coming in here like English is not chaotic
The
neutral.
worst fucking language on
The
the planet.
language
That's true. That's
itself
true.
is so baseless in its rules that we were taught from day one I before E except after C, except in about 50% of cases where I and E come before each other. Like, it's chaos. Chaos reigns.
Most cases are not that. No, I will. I do want to point this out. I've just been informed by a close personal friend of Kevin's as well, who is also my partner, that this is a common theme in a lot of your podcasts, that somehow the GIF argument comes up pretty frequently.
Because I say it as if it's a word, and then I get fucking bamboozled. Like, I say it as I'm walking about my day, just saying words how words are said, and then someone fucking drops a piano on my head when I say it. I don't understand
It's so defensive right now. I love it.
because I'm being attacked. I don't appreciate. I don't come after people for their pronunciation. So why do you come after me?
I think that every gift I send is a present, so I call it a gift because it's like a gift.
Okay, that's fine.
And everyone who
don't take
disagrees
umbrage with
that
that.
pronunciation is wrong. I'm fucking with you. I don't give a shit. It's just fun to watch you get so spun up.
I was trying.
I did start this. I did come in really strong.
Hold the fucking phone.
Shut the fuck up. What?
Here is my ultimate thesis on this whole thing. Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? It's a word. Jiff is more aesthetically pleasing to my ears. It hits it in a nice soft way. But also, if you say GIF, I don't give a fuck. Run free.
But hear me out. If you say GIF just randomly in a conversation, I'm gonna think for some reason you're talking about peanut butter.
Why would I be? That just context clues, my dear man. Context clues. I would not be.
But the idea of an actual GIF can literally be used in almost any context. It is almost a meme itself. So you could use it in I sent somebody a GIF the other day and be like, "Why'd you send them a jar of peanut butter?"
That's your own personal business. That ain't nothing that I'm doing. You bring in your own baggage.
I don't know.
I send Peter Pan, all right? Like, if I'm not some hoity-toity nouveau riche. I buy, store brand peanut butter. I buy fucking Krasdale. Like, I'm not buying fucking Jiff. I don't have Jiff money.
Kevin, what was the GIF you were referring to before I so blatantly attacked your pronunciation?
Thank you. I was about to celebrate the community for being so helpful, but I guess I fucking rescind that based upon my co-host's dark deeds.
Don't trip me, why don't you? Oh my goodness.
I reached out and I said, I need a GIF just for my own personal use of the red-haired guy from this episode saying, stop yelling, no one is on the other side of this issue. And I got 3 different responses of 3 different variable qualities. It was great. That was just a shout out. No news this week besides the D&D news. I just appreciated that. That's all I was trying to say 5 minutes ago.
This baby can fit so many fucking tangents.
So many fucking tangents. The unlimited trunk space for debates.
So what's going on with this first episode? Let's try and get on to some semblance of track.
Let's act like we have a purpose.
So the first episode we're covering, Season 2, Episode 3, The Psychology of Letting Go, directed by Anthony Russo, written by Hilary Winston. As described earlier, this is the episode where Pierce's mom dies and he refuses to accept it, while at the same time Jeff is accepting death more than ever. And also, Britta and Annie have a mud wrestle. For a little bit. This is why I came to America. I will put this out there right now. This episode is precisely my shit. This is my jam. I love comedy about death. I love comedy that makes us grapple with our own mortality. Exceptional stuff, my dudes.
Yes, it is quite good. There's been a couple of times that Pierce's odd religion comes up. And every time it comes up, it's funny as fuck to me because it reeks of, and if you've watched this most recent season of Rick and Morty, it reeks of Dan Harmon's just disapproval of the religious.
Just religious
structure. Yeah, the religious oligarchy
ideology.
Yeah,
and so he made a character in this. He made 2 characters religious. One is overbearing, and the other one's obviously in a cult, but is too blind to realize it's that. And so, every time it comes up, it's funny to me. And this episode is not my favorite, but of the ones we've gotten so far, it's one of my favorites.
I think this episode has moments that I enjoy. I do enjoy commentary on religious institutions. As a proud Satanist, they always make me very happy. But I think that as far as content goes, that's a good moment to it. But, There's a lot of good episodes. I wouldn't put this on my top 10, you know?
I love the dangly bacon behind you.
Yeah, we got a
Yes, more dangly bacon.
missing a tight viz for our listeners at home. You really should just be one of the three of us someday. It's excellent. I do. I love
I gotta bring y'all
this.
closer so you can hear this bacon real quick. Hold on.
Oh, good. Get some fucking bacon ASMR.
Is that good? Is that registering?
Not even a little bit, my.
Not even a little. All right.
I
Well,
will-
I try.
Well, if I'm feeling particularly good at editing when I'm editing this, I'll put in some bacon crackle sounds, and we will fool everyone.
ADR just for the sake of continuity.
Yeah, I will do some Foley work, and I'll just cook myself some bacon and put that audio right in there.
I had a friend who once had fucking candied weed bacon, and now I'm so hungry for candied weed bacon.
That, and I you know, everyone can enjoy their own predilections. That sounds fucking disgusting. Is it good?
So it just tasted like candied bacon. So it's like salty and sweet, like candied bacon. It like melts in your
Okay.
mouth.
That
But
also
the-
sounds gross.
Earthy. I mean,
Yeah,
there isn't.
but the candiedness, it's got a lot of sugar, so you don't taste the like, oh, this has weed in it. It's just like, oh, candied bacon, and then the aftertaste is like, oh, I'm gonna feel even better later.
By Jove, this has weed in it.
By Jove, the lettuce is in this.
Why, my child has gone out for trick and treating and returned home with weed cookies. Do you remember all that shit? Every year around Halloween, there's always some scare story. It was like, parents, watch out. Your kids might
you
be
see
getting
a needle
CBD
hole in your-
gummies. And I'm like, no one is giving their expensive fucking
No one's giving
CBD
away their
gummies
weed
to
to
your
children.
fucking useless kids.
I remember that. Let your parents check your Reese's that you get trick or treating for needle punctures, because
It's
people
just
might be
an
putting.
excuse for parents to be able to steal their kids' candy. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know what it. I mean, it's news media fear-mongering is what it actually is. But if we're playing a little bit ingenuous, it's like no one's gonna waste their fucking precious marijuana baking your kids some nasty cookies to bring home. It's not gonna happen. Everyone rest easy.
Sorry, we're cutting
What is our podcast about again?
It's about the television show Community.
Yes.
So this, I really, really like the Jeff plotline in this episode, his journey with accepting his own mortality, that even though he works out like a maniac and doesn't eat carbs, that he is still a mortal man who will one day die.
Isn't it because his cholesterol gets a little high?
Yeah, he's in his 40s. Like, your cholesterol's just gonna get high one day. It
With
doesn't
a
really matter
cameo-
what you do.
With the cameo of male nurse Jackie, who I think I may have just realized that Patton Oswalt's character's name was male nurse Jackie.
Nurse Jackie.
I love Patton Oswalt. He's the best.
He's the best. Comes in. He's only in 2 scenes in all of Community, but he's very memorable. He comes in and he kills it both times.
Speaking of Oswald, I'm going to do another tangent. Have y'all seen the pictures? My partner showed me this the other day. The pictures of this one couple in St. Louis who, in response to protesters going by their mansion, posted up with guns.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I drove by that shit.
I love it. Patton Oswalt tweeted out those pictures that were going up. I believe the caption was, "The raisins are staying in the potato salad." And
My favorite was a movie poster that said Ken and Karen. And it looked like a Michael Bay movie.
Ken and Karen. I think the term Karen has now officially moved beyond, because a Karen doesn't point a gun. Like, a Karen interrupts your picnic in the park to ask if you have a permit. A Karen does not pull out a handgun. That is a different class of person.
No, you're right. You're right. This is a little bit beyond the pale. For
Yeah,
Karens.
this is a new one. I mean, I guess it's not new. It's new that we have a bunch of pictures of it.
Yeah. I guess this answers the question I didn't know that I had, which was, what would Karen do if she had a handgun she'd never held before in her fucking life?
If a Karen is pushed too far, a Karen that's been pushed over the edge, what are they liable to do?
A Karen on the edge.
In a world where peaceful protesters will march by your massive house paying it no mind and doing nothing to it, how
Two
can you
personal
stand by
injury
and not
lawyers.
point guns at them?
2 personal injury lawyers. AKA scumbags.
Were you injured in a protest incident that we caused? Call Ken and Garrett.
It's so good.
It's gonna be fucking
also
yesterday's
bad.
news by
Damn,
next
right now,
Thursday.
it's not working in my favor.
That's all right. So well, I'm trying again to bring it back to this episode.
It's all right. We'll get there.
As much as I love that, I love Duncan and Chang's restraining order battle, and the sound of. I love that scene where Duncan and Jeff are having that talk at the lunch table. Duncan gets up, forces Chang from the lunchroom, and then sits back down, and they resume their conversation.
And there's even some Foley in the background that makes it sound like a force field has been deployed. It's very good.
Exceptional shit.
That actually might be one of my favorite bits. Oh my gosh, this freaking poster.
Yeah, featuring Ken Chadbro, Karen Chadbro, a Marxist mob, and special guest Freedom Musket.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I am slightly less into the Britta and Annie plotline in this episode. There are some good...
Sexist.
There's some good chuckles. It falls into that trope in all of media where it's like, oh, if there are two women together, they must be bickering about each other. Like, the women can't just be regular friends that don't fight frequently. They get into the ultimate conclusion of the plotline is that...
Bechdel test. Y'all are familiar with the Bechdel test, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Alison Bechdel, famous lesbian comic artist.
Yes.
Made a test to describe
two female characters must be able to talk to each other and not talk about men.
Yes. Among other things, but yes. What is that?
Among other things, yeah, that's one of them. I hear that bacon now.
Yeah.
That's peach slices going into the bacon fat.
Oh. There's a lot going on here. This is a very interesting episode of the podcast Advanced Community Studies.
Look, it's been a rough day, okay?
No, all good.
You're frying peach slices and bacon. We get it.
We get it. That's a particular kind of day.
It's 10 o'clock at night and I'm making brunch.
Can I point out one of my favorite short, we're gonna run right past it, exchanges between Troy and Shirley when Troy walks in and says, "I just saw a dead body," and Shirley's response is, "I told you not to use the east stairwell. My pastor said it's meth season."
Meth season.
And no one addresses that comment at all. It just gets brushed over. No one says anything. My pastor said it's meth season. What?
Season. This is the third straight episode where Shirley is feeling left out and not a part of the hijinks. This one dials it up as she joins every scene eating a different snack food from a generic bag. It's good. This is also the fabled Abed pregnancy episode where all of that plays out in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Exceptional stuff. Can anyone explain the appeal of mud wrestling to me?
No.
I don't get it. And I like women.
If I had to assume, as probably this is gonna sound like
the straightest of the three of us.
Yep, I was gonna say it's gonna sound like a really incriminating fucking description as the most cisgendered person here,
as the resident straight,
as the resident super straight guy. But mostly, not 100. Anyway, Go on, I'm curious. I think that it's like a combination of I don't know, because I don't think like this, so don't think I think like this. But I think it's like dudes want chicks who can be tough, and also two chicks wrestling is like something to people. Like, it's like a pillow fight. It could be, oh boy, and they're muddy, so they're dirty. So it's like if you wanted to make a metaphor for something, and we're six, and so the only metaphor you could come up with were the things dirty and I don't know.
Sure,
I honestly don't know. There's not much.
Through my queer lens of it, and this is how I've always thought of mud wrestling or Jello wrestling or any of these other things, which do, by the way, have a perfectly reasonable existence in the world of sex work when the women are it's a reclamation of this. But to me, women's bodies, because mud wrestling is even when we say mud wrestling, the first image that comes to mind is not male bodies, cis male bodies.
For sure.
It's female bodies, right? is my lens on it is it's about the idea of, first of all, I think you're right, Caleb, aggression as something like being able to be that kind of removal of we're not the only animals, women can do this, women can be on my level, but at the same time, showing women in positions of strength and wrestling is intimidating, and the element of mud or something dirty is acts as a way of embarrassment, as a way of saying, look how stupid they look when they wrestle, look how weak they are.
Sure.
It's a belittling of women. So it's complicated. That's why when they start wrestling, all the boys, quote, start sitting around and recording them, and
throwing money at them, just like raining money down upon them.
It's extremely objectifying. They stand there and they stare, because it's like this is ridiculous. Like, look how ridiculous these people are. It's very clearly referred to as, like, Duncan views this as American women. Like, this is not like an outside event. This is like how women are viewed in this lens. I have really weird reflections on this because I find this to be an intensely sexist episode. At the same time, commenting on the different ways of expressing femininity as expressed by Britta and
Annie.
You can do it.
Annie, thank you. Like, I never can. I'm so bad with names, y'all. I'm so sorry.
That's why I jumped in to help. I'm not Kevin. I wasn't going to hang you out to dry.
I believe in you. I want you to achieve. Okay, I can't coddle you all the way to success. You gotta earn it.
For a second there, Kev became JFK, and it was very entertaining.
Achieve.
You've got to achieve.
I think that episode where Britta and Annie mud wrestling was pretty hot.
Pretty hot.
That's my take on that.
Sure.
It's an interesting breakdown. This is not the last time that this season will directly address like gender stereotypes, clumsily or no. And I just thought it was worth diving into because I've always been confused as someone who once thought of themselves as straight. Even then I was confused about the exact appeal of this. Jello wrestling I understand a little bit more because like it does not obstruct your view. Forgive me.
But isn't there something like hot about
the
knowing
mystery?
something's there but not being able to see it?
Yes, I suppose so.
That's why silhouettes are sexy.
Yeah. Oh, I love a 2D black outline of a woman.
Fuck yourself.
I love a daguerreotype.
No, Kevin, I think Caleb's more specifically referring to what certain gay men might refer to as, a good pair of sweatpants.
Yeah. No, I was kidding. Yeah. It was a joke. I was doing
John
a bit.
Hamm's
I understand.
Suit pants in
John Hamm's penis.
Yes, exactly. No, I get it. I was having a laugh.
That reference, Caleb.
John's Ham. I'm from St. Louis. I have to talk about John's Ham.
Yeah, it's the nation's pride. It's the city. It's on the St. Louis flag.
It is our national pastime.
It's the flagpole. Yeah, it's
Jesus.
It's the pole. I'm fucking dead.
Yeah,
I'm dead. Shit.
Yeah. It threw out the first pitch at a Cardinals game. John's Ham.
If it didn't throw out the first pitch, it's surely the only thing people looked at.
Yeah, precisely.
Doesn't Patton Oswalt yell or say to the doctor or to the patient when walking away, those paps aren't going to smear themselves?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
This episode's got a lot of those little goodies.
He describes a human body as a temple, but a temple made of hamburger. It's a temple of doom, and eventually it's just gonna descend into hazy, hard-to-follow nonsense.
All good things, be they people or movie franchises, eventually collapse into sagging, sloppy, rotten piles of hard-to-follow nonsense.
Which is an exceptional bit, and that is a line. Community will hide lines that good under like a fade out. Like they have Patton Oswalt's dialogue turned down at that point so we can focus on Jeff, and they're just hiding that just like beautiful little gem.
It's very good.
Like some sort of Indiana Jones treasure.
I like Duncan's walking into the class and saying all life ends in death, which we as a species are cursed with knowing, which leads or resulting in, and just writes something.
Incredible bit. Oh, is this personal drama disguised as a class? Because if so, please continue.
Can't you be cool like me? He ends so many speeches like that.
It's exceptional. So I think we've tapped out on this episode. I don't know if we touched it properly, but here we are. We're moving on. Moving on to Season 2, Episode 4, Basic Rocket Science, or sometimes called Fundamentals of Flight. Like on iTunes, it's called Fundamentals of Flight. Directed by Anthony Russo, written by Andy Bobrow. After resurfacing an 80s Kentucky Fried Chicken themed space Winnebago, the study group get locked inside, with the exception of Abed, and are hurtled on some sort of crash course and must solve the Kentucky Fried Chicken space puzzle in order to get back, blah, blah, blah. This is the introduction of Greendale's butt flag, which was... This was an actual online contest that NBC held. The butt flag was designed by a community viewer, and it did win the online contest.
Incredible.
This is the first appearance of Dean Spreck, Dean of City College. First appearance of Richie, one of the school board guys. One of my favorite small characters on the show. They reached out to KFC for this episode, not the other way around. They're like, we came up with this fun bit. Do you want to give us money to do this fun KFC themed space episode?
KFC, though? Like, it works, but like, what was the... I just want to know what happened in that writer's room. They were like, all right, hear me out. KFC, rocket ship, right?
Huh? Space?
Sure.
This feels to me like the first episode that is responding to the success of Modern Warfare. This is their first big genre parody episode since then. And so maybe, I don't know, most of these genre episodes happen because Dan Harmon watches Apollo 13 and says, like, I don't know, why don't we do that? Like, why don't we... That sounds like something I could do.
Yeah. I love when Chang walks up to Abed and goes, I figured it out. I figured out how they can reroute power to the auxiliary power. And he's like, for what? And he just looks at him and walks away.
Have y'all seen Apollo 13?
Yeah, 100%.
No.
An exceptional film. That's the best moment in it, where like they're like, we need to get this to fit into this using nothing but this, and they dump out the fucking tub of all the shit that's on the spacecraft, and they're like, figure it out.
So good.
Good bit. And Abed is playing the Gary Sinise part from Apollo 13.
Yep.
Good bit. This Donald Glover fucking destroys in this episode. I mean, he always
Dude,
does.
When he looks at we're in a few light years outside of the Buttermilk Nebula, unless, yep, that's a sticker. Like,
yeah, it's a sticker.
Yeah, it's a sticker.
Maybe if I do this, it will solve everything. Jerks the controls around. There's one that my long-suffering girlfriend and I quote all the time of, yeah, let's kill her. He gets out
the cord.
Let's kill her.
I also love that in this moment, we get to see Troy in the captain's seat. And normally Troy's in the back seat because it's Jeff in the captain's seat. And I like that we got to see, I guess it makes sense because he's the only one that could be able to communicate effectively with Abed. Like, you know.
Sure, but he's also in charge because he sat in the chair with the biggest knobs. Which is what Jeff says.
God damn it. Had to ruin it for me. That's totally why they did it, though.
He takes advantage of it. He takes advantage of it. This is, we're on that pathway that leads to Troy becoming a man and sailing off on a boat with LeVar Burton. Like, this is an important episode step along that trajectory where Troy can step up and be a man.
Keep snickering. Pack yourselves with peanuts and be really satisfied. But guess what? This is our flag now.
This one. This is our flag forever.
There's also a really great throwaway, just like cutaway to Leonard sitting in that cardboard box, and he's like, "This is really great. I can't believe I'm not really in space." It's like the only time you see him in that episode.
So good. Oh, Donald, another one for Troy. There was a time and a place for subtlety, and that time was before Scary Movie.
It's so good.
It's a fucking incredible bit.
So good. Also, like, a perfect joke to, like, it just perfectly dates. Like, so this show does really great moments of dating when it happened. Like, we come in episode 1 of season 2, where they go, Toy Story 3, right? We all immediately know when this was done.
Sure.
But, like, that reference to Scary Movie, like, even like that was a bit of an older franchise at that point in time when this episode was made, and that's clear from the way that he talks about it. But like, it's one of those things where like right now we don't have parody movies anymore. Those like don't exist. We don't make those anymore.
They continue to come out, but they are becoming less and less visible. You know,
Eventually they'll just be YouTube videos.
there are two guys, Aaron Friedberg and Jason Seltzer, and they are two of the 6 writers on Scary Movie, and they are independently responsible for Date Movie, Epic Movie, Meet the Spartans, Disaster Movie, etc. Those two guys are still putting out those movies. The Starving Games. They did a big Star Wars one. Big, of course, in the biggest quotation marks you can fucking find. They did a Star Wars one. But they are becoming less and less released. Like, these two guys keep producing them, but if you tasked me to find their Fast and Furious parody movie, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could find it if I wanted to, but it does exist.
Kev, is that because you're forgetting that Fast and Furious has become a parody of itself?
The skating keep coming in from left field.
Yeah, while I'm downloading that bacon sound effect, let me find a fucking rim shot so I can put the tis in there for that.
I love this episode, y'all.
It's a good fucking
I watched this episode over and over. Like especially when they get back and like it ends. Troy runs out and hugs some random woman.
Some lady.
Just hugs her so tightly.
So
there's
good.
there's like a Top Gun moment where you can be my wingman anytime moment between Troy and Jeff where they walk up to each other and hug, and then like Abed's like slow fist pump. Like it's so melodramatic. I love it so much.
Suddenly having a cigar fucking slays me every time. That's
he was prepared.
It just appeared in his mouth. Yeah, this episode, I have a personal relationship to this episode. When I was a high school Kevin, I had a 16 gig iPod, and I had almost no music on it, but I had 6 episodes from season 2 of Community on it, and this was one of them. And when I had like lunch breaks, when I had lunch breaks from McDonald's, I would take my meal out to my car and just watch one of the same 6 episodes of Community, like over and over and over.
Incredible, dude. Incredible.
It was this. It was D&D. It was Zombie Halloween.
Good one.
Have you heard about the D&D episode?
Yeah, big news on the D&D episode. Pulled from iTunes. Actually, I'm going to open up iTunes for the first time in a calendar year and see if I can still access that episode that I purchased.
I bet you it's not pulled from iTunes because people paid for it.
I would say you are probably right, but also iTunes will pull music and then say like, sorry about it, here's a $3 gift card, I guess.
Sure.
But oh boy, no, I don't want to download a new version of iTunes. It's always worse than the previous version.
I thought they said they were going to do away with iTunes and just go to Apple Music and separate their...
They lied!
I think...
Maybe it was just the iTunes store they got rid of.
I think you are technically right. I think I am, like, illegally using iTunes. I think I think if I hit update on this iTunes, it will just like pull iTunes out of my computer.
What's the term for dead software? Because that's a thing.
Outmoded?
It's still on here. I could still download Advanced Dungeons & Dragons on the iTunes platform. So for anyone that's missing this episode and doesn't have DVDs if you want to drop $3.99 on it, that's up to you. That's your own personal choice.
It is a good episode.
It is a good episode.
A very good episode.
Sorry, to flesh it out, but the other two were conspiracy theories and mixology certification when they go to a bar. Just for anyone that was curious about which episodes I had on my iPod.
Hello.
Thank you.
It was that, one Mumford & Sons CD, one Florence and the Machine CD, and I think that was all 16 gigs.
You're the biggest fucking hipster on the face of the planet, and I love it.
I like
fucking community episodes.
People know that you're bisexual.
Mumford and Florence.
I think that's about it. You might think I was straight from the Mumford & Sons, but I think the Florence really pushes it over into bisexual.
Come on. You name one straight person that likes Mumford & Sons. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought it was straight culture, but I guess I'm wrong.
And wiggled his finger. I have to make some joke about it. I honestly don't.
I'm also, like I said,
I'm
not 100. I can't 100. No one's 100%. Can I challenge your hipsterness?
Me?
I was once just hipster Jesus. I realized this while it was happening. I was on my porch late at night, wearing a Steez cap, wearing a Steez cap, my Apple t-shirt, joggers, flip flops, drinking kombucha, listening to Jose Gonzalez, and smoking American Spirit cigarettes all at once. Dude. And I felt holier.
I think you might be dead. I think you were too hipster to live. So when I entered college freshman year and started collecting vinyl, and the first one I got was a fucking She and Him album. Do we think I'm a hipster?
The beginning of this episode, when they're walking in slow-mo, but they're not. They're fake walking in slow-mo. It's funny almost every time. And then Pierce is like, we're walking in slow-mo?
Ha ha. He's old. He's so old.
He's so old.
He's so old. I only have one gripe with this episode, and I have seen it 400 times. My only gripe is that this plot line that suggests that Annie is leaving Greendale is fucking felonious. It's
it's hollow as shit.
It's non-stakes. Like, you threaten that at the end of season 1. You bring her back, and I'm supposed to believe Allison Brie gonna leave 4 episodes into season 2? I don't think so.
Sorry, homie. I'm not buying that.
Sorry, homie, I know how contracts work. I know she ain't going nowhere.
Sell your wares somewhere else, buddy.
But that is it. Otherwise, a hilarious, creative, wonderful episode of Community that I have yet to get tired of. Exceptional.
Wish that we got... Maybe if we ever get more Community, we'll get another Star Wars-esque episode. But I know we're going to get a little bit of one with the second paintball series of episodes because it's very Star Wars. But I wish we could get more Community, them trapped in a thing, and instead of the Apollo 13 route, go like the Star Wars route, because I want to see Troy and Abed in that space where they thrive again. Because there's moments in this that feel very Star Wars.
I mean, whenever space comes in, there's that. I mean, Star Wars, if anything, is just like a great example of space sci-fi. There's also tacky space sci-fi, which they do their whole glip-glop thing. Star Wars is an example of considerably and genuinely agreed upon good science fiction that takes place in space, because there's different types. So I feel like any sort of sci-fi is just going to be something where I would enjoy to see Troy and Abed. I genuinely don't think that they're going to make more seasons. I think that, if anything, we are going to get the movie through Netflix at some point.
Right. And can I be the guy that starts another fucking wild tangent?
Hit it.
Star Wars ain't sci-fi. It's fantasy.
Yeah, it's sci-fantasy, or fanfic. What would you call fantasy fiction? I guess it's just fantasy. Science fantasy.
Although I don't.
It's just space fantasy. It's just space fantasy. It's like a space opera.
Because it's not about like.
Because it's not based in science.
Yeah, it's all like wizards.
It's space magic.
Like it's all wizards.
Yeah, it's Lord of the Rings in space.
Right. Yeah, it's a nitpicky thing. We can debate about it until the cows come home, and honestly, who cares? It's fine.
What I was going to say though is I do think that in the movie, if they ever make the movie, they would make at least a reference to Star Wars. Especially
how could they
because,
not?
what? How could they not? Exactly. Like
It's fucking unavoidable.
Especially with how shit that series
this
ended up.
trilogy's done its thing, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Especially how bad Rise of Skywalker is.
Donald Glover was in it.
It's true. He was. Oh, dude, let me tell you.
That out
How
to me.
quickly we
Forgot.
forget.
Let me tell you. Fucking Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian is a tall mug of hot coffee I need every day.
That is a jump. That is a jam.
Tall mug of hot coffee, of course, an acknowledgement of the legendary Grand Theft Auto mod.
You know? Okay, sure. Yeah, that's actually where I was going.
Oh, okay, good. Great. All right, I think we've covered it. Oh, what an episode, folks! What a time to be alive. Let's move on to the old ranking sheet. One of my favorite parts of every episode. So first, we rank the end tags. Currently on top is the Spanish rap. Will it ever be dethroned?
I don't think so, but
I doubt it very highly. There are so many end tags that I fucking love. I don't know if Spanish rap will ever be dethroned.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't honestly know.
I guess we'll
It's
find
the
out.
most iconic.
Hugely iconic. The only one that argues its iconography is Troy and Abed in the morning, which is all over this dang show. So, the first end tag, Betty White explains Inception, which you talk about dating an episode based on when it came out.
There you go.
Fucking
Yeah.
2010 was a wild time.
That is a really good one.
It's a good one. Is it in our top 10? Is it better than Kick Puncher? I say no.
No,
It's not better than Kick Puncher just because of how it
it's certainly
ends.
not better than Christmas Troy.
No.
It's not better than Slut.
Or
for
Flagpole
sure.
with
What about
You were
Gone Before Breakfast?
Yeah,
how does it relate to Gone Before Breakfast?
I think it's after Gone Before Breakfast because Gone Before
Alright.
Breakfast might be the first end tag that actually gives us like
Closure.
more story than the rest of the
Gone
episode.
Before Breakfast.
That was after the Spanish test where the interim Spanish teacher reveals that she curved all the tests because she slept with Pierce the night before.
Oh,
Which implies that like Pierce Hawthorne is a good lay, which really like makes me question my whole
I hate it
worldview.
so much.
It really just like makes me consider things that I dared not until now.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about Gone Before Breakfast, but like y'all put it there, so I'm gonna respect that. But for me, I think Betty White explaining Inception. It's funnier to think about than I think it is to actually see. It's one of those like that. But for me,
Sure.
I think it goes just below "Do you hate this?" and Doppelgangers. Like for me, "Do you hate this? Do you hate this?" is just so good. And Doppelgangers, I think it's right around Doppelgangers for me.
I would accept that. I feel
I
like
would
Awesome
slot it right
Elevator
under.
might be out of place.
Yeah, now that we're really looking at it, but I'm afraid. Oh, I'm trying to edit this Word doc, but it's set in stone. I can't move anything around.
okay.
All right.
What?
So let's make it the new number 20. Betty White explains Inception.
Sure.
And then we move on to spaceships.
Oh, that's up there.
Hey, where is Troy believing in cartoons? Where do we set
That
him?
is way up here. That's Cartoon Tunnel. That's number
Okay, that's
3, big
okay.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it's so heartbreaking. I just
It's
remembered.
beautiful. It's everything I love. It's everything that I love.
Might have caused real damage there.
I would put I would put spaceships right around Bert and Ernie because it feels like that vibe to me.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Flagpole voicemail, maybe just below Bert and Ernie, just above Flagpole voicemail,
I can agree to those terms.
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
or maybe below Flagpole voicemail. I don't know. What do y'all think?
The only place I could see it as being lower.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say below Flagpole voicemail.
No, it's below vending machine because I like vending machine.
Which one's vending machine?
When Troy accidentally
They're
hits the wrong
stuck in a
buttons,
vending machine.
and the vending machine pokes him in the butt.
Oh, yeah, it's below that one.
I might have hit A13. It's so funny.
I'm eating the food that was being cooked. In case you hear something in my mouth.
That's the closure of the story arc, you know?
Yeah, we're done
our
now.
our hero.
Y'all get a full B plot this episode. So
Yeah, we did.
Right. The Jace cooking B plot that will not at all be difficult to edit around.
Would have been completely different if we were sitting here Like, what is that noise? Jace was just like, oh, bacon?
What's going on?
That would have been random as fucking like, what?
And like cranking up That's Amore while they're cooking, and just really having a go of it. Above Awesome Elevator, below Gone Before Breakfast?
Above Gone Before Breakfast.
Above Gone Before Breakfast.
That's
Okay.
my.
Let's do it.
Space ships! Exclamation.
Hey, chefs.
Love it.
I'm
And
on
now
your
we
six.
get to the
I'm on your
episode
12.
rankings,
That
which
means I'm
will
on your
not
6.
be
Great.
controversial. This will
Cool.
where everyone's gonna have a peaceful time as we rank these 2 episodes. First, Psychology of Letting Go. This one, for me, based on personal taste, would definitely sneak into the top 15, though I get the idea that Jace perhaps feels differently.
I would concede to around top 15. It's definitely not top 10 for me.
I was thinking maybe top 10, and then I saw that Beginner Pottery was number 10, and I'm like, no, this isn't better than Beginner Pottery.
Which one's romantic expressionism?
That is the one that they are watching Kick Puncher, and
Yes.
Jeff and Britta
Yes.
are trying to get Troy and Annie together because of Vaughn. Bric-a-brac.
And then let's see. And then the Science of Illusion.
April Fools.
Which one's that?
Annie and Shirley become rent-a-cops. Britta drops the
it's
cadaver
below
out
that
the window.
thing.
It's a cookie wand. That episode.
It's not a baby. I would sneak Psychology of Letting Go to our current number 13, below English as a Second Language, above Romantic Expressionism. That's me.
I honestly like romantic expressionism and the Science of Illusion both better than this episode. I do understand that I am not as big a fan of this episode as Kevin, at least you are. Caleb, I'm not totally sure how you feel about it. So you might have to be a little bit of a tie-break core.
I would go for the higher ranking because I do like
Kidding.
this episode has a lot of stuff in it that like I can watch over. Well, hold on, because we got to think about we got the fucking rocket science episode to rank next, and I do think rocket science is better than this one.
For sure. But we placed this episode first.
Yes. Where were you suggesting, Kev?
I am saying beneath English as a Second Language. I don't think it's as funny as figuring out that Chang is a fraud, but I'm going to give it the advantage over Romantic Expressionism. That is my personal taste. And then Jace was saying maybe a couple slots lower, bumping the pilot out of the top 15.
Although that even seems weird. I would be okay with this one as the new 16, honestly. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this episode. Parts of it I do really like. Yes. I'm wishy-washy on this. I'll let you two kind of pick a spot. As long as it's like in this general vicinity, I'm like okay with it.
Don't let it moving the pilot out of the top 15 hurt your feelings, because if we put it higher, it also moves the pilot out of the top 15.
Right. The pilot is not going to be in the top 15 at the end of this episode anyway. Because basic rocket science is coming up.
I concede personally, I think that this is the new 15. I think it's good, but I don't think it's like. I mean, I also.
Okay, I got it. Tiebreaker. Since Kev thinks it could be the new 13, and Jace thinks it could be the new 15, it's going to be the new 14.
We average those out. Perfect.
I'm bad at math, but if they're small numbers, I'm okay.
They're very close together numbers. You really there was very minimal space.
If I can see them both without having to move my eyes, we're fine.
We're gamers, not mathematicians.
Truth.
The game does the math for me.
Literally, some games actually count for you when you hit things.
Exactly. All right, and now we move on to episode 4, Basic Rocket Science. I think this is
10.
Yeah, this is easy top 10 territory.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But now we're getting in here.
We're starting to get real tricky now. You know,
This is getting. It's tricky to rock a rhyme. I don't think
that was so white. I love it.
it's
tricky to rock a rhyme.
So I'm putting it up against our number 5 here, Accounting for Lawyers, which we covered in the last episode. And these two are very close in quality for me. Very close. Because I really like this family-sized bucket of bolts that is basic
pay
rocket
attention though, these top 5, a lot of these are those like one-off genre style episodes. because I think that's what Community does best. I mean, like modern warfare, contemporary American poultry, and then of course you got like physical ed, comparative religion. I would put this in top 5, and I would actually Accounting for Lawyers is really good. But I think
Drew Carey though, man,
and the chloroform
and chloroform.
Oh, chloroform too. Fuck, shit.
Right?
I know.
Right? Jason's finally here for this awful discussion because we only had this one other time and they missed it. But no, now Jason, you can feel our pain as we try and parse out the specific moments of an episode that put it above one another. So we've got Drew Carey and chloroform in favor.
Those bits outweigh the all-encompassing episode of the space stuff.
God, it's close. Okay, so
the ending. So I would equate the ending with the space episode with chloroform, Annie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those two things are pretty. But is there something in the space episode that? Yeah, Abed.
Abed is very and then also the flag.
The zoom in on the flag at the end.
I'm gonna say this is my new 5. I'm gonna say this bumps down Accounting for Lawyers.
I mean, I can't argue with that. As much as I love, there's no shame in being number 6.
It's a great episode. It's still
a great episode. Exactly.
Yeah, and also if we put all of these episodes for the entire show on one sheet, it's no longer like the top 5 is going to be for the most prestigious of prestigious, and I would imagine that like 2 of them at least that are in there now won't stick. So we can move it.
I mean, there are coming up in season 2. Most of this top 5 might be completely fucking different. Like Modern Warfare is going to stay, but Physical Education might not even maintain the top 5 through half of season 2.
Yeah.
All right. So I new number 5, Basic Rocket Science.
Yes.
All
bong, sing along.
And before we close out here,
your tune's outgoing because your views are wrong.
Love it. So before we get into like plugs and all that business, I have a question for you all. And this is just based on scheduling. So I feel like Annie Loses Her Pen has to be its own one-off episode of our show, right?
Sure,
like that episode should be discussed on its own. Do we agree?
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
In order to do that, that one of 2 episodes needs to also get its own episode, just for scheduling purposes. Would we rather talk about Abed is Jesus on its own? Or would we rather talk about Secret Garden Trampoline on its own?
I think, honestly, Abed is Jesus, or Curveball for, a fistful of paintballs and for a few paintballs more have to go together.
They must.
I would say Abed, because that to me is we can actually like if we I doubt we will, but if we wanted to like dive into like some actual like analysis, we could. Like
there's so much to talk about in Abed is Jesus.
Does it have to be immediately bordering our solo episode for calligraphy? Because I could also see an entire episode being dedicated to Advanced Dungeons and Dragons later.
Oh yeah, that will definitely also happen. But the issue with scheduling now is there's 3 episodes between us and the pen. So in order for the pen to have its own episode, unless we wanted to cover 3 next week, which I think is a mistake, we will never cover that kind of territory.
That agree.
Yeah.
With Messianic myths and ancient
great.
peoples.
So next week we will be covering Messianic myths and ancient peoples all on its own. Cool. I love that episode, and there's a fucking lot going on in it. All right. So we have reached that point where it's time to plug yours or other people's shit. I will let whichever one of you wants to go first have at it.
Sure, I got some bummer shit to promote. And by promote, I mean just make people aware of. Again, as y'all know, I'm the fucking nerd of the group. We're all nerds, but I'm the one...
Different stratas of nerd.
Yeah, I'm cumulonimbus nerd. I don't fucking know. Anyway... the game industry has been fucking racked, and other industries not as a result, but like simultaneously, have been racked with tons of allegations of sexual assault, harassment, and misconduct. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to shout anything that I'm doing out more than I want to make people aware of what's happening and hope to help people understand and demand action from the employers of these people who perpetrated these things, and but implore people to support those who are coming out and sharing their awful experiences. Yeah, that just seems really important to me. I have a lot of friends that are involved in the game industry. I myself am involved in the game industry. I have a lot of friends of both minority groups and just people who are often made the prey of these awful people. So yeah, read up on this stuff, pay attention to it, and help. I mean, the whole world's kind of going through a phase where we're trying to make a lot of things that are bad better, and this is definitely something that deserves to be important and on the top of that list.
Yeah, I think that's really, really important. I think with, especially when it comes to like sexual assault, marginalized people are disproportionately affected by that.
Yep.
I also do want to say that it is important to also understand that men are also affected by sexual assault, and their cases are often not taken as seriously. So we should also just as a footnote on that, it doesn't take away from the disproportionate amount that it affects marginalized people, but also take men's stories seriously. The number of men I know who actually had to deal with sexual assault cases in institutional settings and then not being taken seriously because the people handling the case would, giggle at the fact that they would say a man and a man instead of a man and a woman or something along those lines, not to mention how it affects non-binary people and people that are still in the closet. It's a whole big thing. I personally have been affected by it, and so I really appreciate you speaking out on that. Yes, absolutely speak out on that. Speaking of marginalized individuals, I'm going to give a shout out to Glitz Incorporated. That's gays and lesbians living in a transgender society. So follow them on Instagram at Glitz_Inc. That's GLITS_INC. They're a grassroots organization dedicated to supporting the LGBTQIA plus community on a global scale. They are fantastic. They were present at the action at the Brooklyn Museum a little while back, which had 15,000 people marching in the streets wearing all white. It was a glorious moment. Junior Mint, who I mentioned in an earlier episode, she was up there. She was one of the speakers at this event. She's a dear friend of mine. And Glitz is one of the big organizations that they were trying to raise money for and kind of get some more energy going their way. So give them a follow, give them some love, donate if you can, and check out Glitz Inc. They're doing great work for trans folks.
And I'm going to continue sharing on our social media like as many links and good resources and places to donate as we possibly can. And after those two, anything that I would say would just be poo-poo. So we will be back next week with a solo Abed is Jesus episode. But until then, we say pop.
I think I skipped a part. I'm just gonna stop there. I think I messed it up.
Wow.
Time.
What is the opposite of breaking a record? What is the polar opposite of breaking a record? Incredible.
The whole verse of the community anthem and then just was like, fuck it. I love it.
You always have
This has been a Talkback Podcast.
That was quite a show.